And we're live. Hello, everybody. My name's Max, November 4, Mike Lima Foxtrot, and I'm here with
Hey, Max. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I had you on mute, Max, so I couldn't hear you for the first part.
But yeah, so I'm here with myself and James and Jim as well, and we're here talking about the North American QSO party and how we have it all hosted on the World Radio League. James, if you'd like to kick us off there real quick.
Yeah. Welcome. So, James, amateur radio call sign KN4NEH here. And today we have a pretty special live stream because we are testing out our new app, the World Radio League, and we have a special guest with us here behind me. You might recognize Professor Jim from Ham Radio Prep is in here as well. And yeah, so this is kind of a bit of the Ham Radio Prep crew here. You probably have seen a lot of us in our different YouTube videos and a lot of the social things that we put out. And over the last few months, we've been working on a brand new app, which is the World Radio League, which Max is sharing here today. And really, our goal with the World Radio League is to take something that there's kind of a big barrier to entry, right? We've got a lot of folks that get licensed with Ham Radio Prep. They want to further themselves in the hobby. They want to get into logging contacts, tracking their progress, maybe even getting into contesting. And so we've built a new app over at World Radio League that is only really a few months old, and now you can do live contesting within the app over at World Radio League. So this weekend in particular, the North American QSO party is happening. So within the World Radio League app, you can log your contacts for the North American QSO party. There's a real-time leaderboard where you can see others participating. And so in the live stream today, we're going to give everybody a little bit of an introduction to contesting, an introduction to the World Radio League app, and how to log your contacts and just have a little bit of fun with it. But Max, why don't you just give a quick introduction as well? I know you've been in some of the videos, but you've been kind of behind the scenes working on a lot of these things. Why don't you say hey to the folks joining the live stream?
Yeah, hey everybody. I see some people popping in here and there. We're streaming this on YouTube, Facebook, and X, formerly known as Twitter. So wherever you are, welcome. Yeah, my name is Max. My call sign is November 4, Mike Lima Foxtrot. I'm an extra class ham radio licensee. And yeah, James is right. I work on a lot of the different processes that make all this stuff work behind the scenes. And I also do a bit of the front of house stuff as well, like these live streams, and you'll see me in some videos coming up and a bunch of other cool stuff. So yeah. So as you can see on the stream, this is the contest page for the North American QSO party. You can get to it starting at the home page. You can see some people have been making just general contacts, but you can go to the contest menu, and then you'll see a live contest, and you can see the amount of people currently contesting, which is 11. Then you can pop in, and then in this view, you can see all the rules for the contest. Here you can see the date range starts January 20th, ends the 21st. And then we've broken out some of those rules for you. For instance, the eligibility. Any amateur radio licensee is eligible. But the objective is, which is all North American station focused, what is a North American station, and how to submit your log at the end of the contest. We'll also be giving the #1 World Radio League participant an award that they can show off on their profile page, which will look pretty cool, and it'll be in this view. So speaking of the people contesting, you can actually check it out down here, but then you can also check it out in the leaderboard. And as people start logging contacts, we should hopefully start seeing some people in here in the real-time leaderboard, but also here in the real-time map. So that's pretty cool. And as a contestee, you'd hit this enroll into contest page. For me, it's just go to my logbook. So I can go in there, and then it gives me all the logbook stuff I know and love, and the contest exchange info, which for the North American QSO party is operator name and the station location, specifically like the state or the province or the country.
Yeah, so really our goal here is if you are someone who is brand new to contesting, this is a pretty lightweight, easy way to get involved in contesting uh, without having to download or configure any software. But you do at the very minimum, you're going to have a little bit of knowledge of operating HF. You're going to have a radio. You're going to have an antenna. In the home station here, we actually have a ICOM 7300, which is my radio. I'm here based in Atlanta, Georgia, and I am operating on a half wave dipole out back, which is actually really nice antenna. It's not as fancy as the towers with the Yagis, but it's extremely performant. And it's been doing a really good job for me on 20 meters. So that's what I'm planning to operate with today. Yeah. Jim, you want to make say a quick hello. We only got one audio here, so we'll have Professor Jim kind of say a quick hello to the stream and maybe give a quick intro.
Hi, Max. Hi, everybody. I'm Jim N4BFR. I am one of the instructors at Ham Radio Prep, as I've been known to say a few times. And I do like to contest on the side. Just spent some time a week or two ago on the RIDI Roundup, and that was a lot of fun. I was able to get 47 states and 4 continents. So there's lots out there to get. And the interesting thing, I think, on this contest is even though it's called the North American QSO Party, I don't think it's exclusive to contacts from North America, right? DX stations can come in and get North American stations. So a worldwide opportunity to make some contacts today. That's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. So I'll put it back to James and off we go.
Next time we'll get Professor Jim his own headset as well too. But
next time I'll log in from my shack and be making
yeah,
contacts.
the other thing I'll add here too is this is our first live contest that we're doing within World Radio League. So you have your logbook in here. You can start logging some contacts in just a moment. Myself and Max will probably get on. We'll log a few contacts in here as well. But if you log your contacts within here, they're going to show up on the leaderboard within the World Radio League app, and you can see other folks participating. It looks like we've just got a few folks on the live stream here, but for anybody that's participating, we are just even signing up. We're going to give you guys a $5 coupon for the Ham Radio Prep shop, so you can use it on band plans, license ID cards, different sort of physical stuff for your shack. So just as a token of our appreciation for signing up, we also really appreciate any feedback as you start to use our logbook and try out the real-time leaderboard. It's completely new, so we're very much building a lot of new things and creating releases on a regular basis. So if you're in the World Radio League app, you start to log contacts and you want to add anything or you have a feature request that you'd like to make, just hop on over to the community chat and we monitor that as well. Our entire team is in there, so we can start to monitor. So I guess maybe a good topic, because a lot of the ham radio prep folks may be hopping into the live stream. I think a good place to start, Max, would maybe be like if you're completely brand new to contesting, maybe how would you kind of like summarize contesting for someone who's new? Like maybe someone who just got their tech license or just got their tech and upgraded to general. What's a kind of quick overview to the world of contesting, Max?
Yeah, so the short answer to what is contesting is it's competitive amateur radio operating. So if you've gotten your license, if you have your technician license, for instance, you might have talked to some people on your local repeater. Maybe you've checked into a net, or maybe you've used like an APRS beacon, and that's making contacts and getting on the air. But there's no real marker as to how many contacts you made on that repeater, for instance, or how many APRS stations you hit, right? Other than your own personal logs. What a contest does that's different is it adds a competitive sort of gamification aspect to it, where everybody across the world sort of says, we're going to do this type of operating for this time period. So, for instance, the North American QSO party actually has a couple of different dates. And so they said for this weekend, the 20th or the 21st from 1800 UTC to 0559 UTC, we're going to have everybody in North America operate SSB and see how many North American stations people can work. And so everybody that wants to participate tries to work. They work stations like they probably would regularly, but the difference is that there's a score associated with it. And at the end of the contest, after you submit your logs in, you get ranked against every other amateur radio operator that participated, and you get a placement. So that placement might be number 1 in Georgia, or it might be number 3 in the US, or it might even be number 1 for the entire contest. But you get this ranking and you get this nice certificate, and it's a great way to see sort of, I guess, how well you can compete against other amateur radio operators with how you contest, how many stations you log, and all that good stuff. And
Yeah.
it's yeah.
And so for this particular contest that's happening that we have here, the North American QSO party, you can see in the breakdown here that the same contest actually has a CW, has an SSB, and has a RTTY
Mhm.
component to it. So today, and for the purposes of this contest, we're just taking a look at the SSB portion of that, which is kicking off on actually the contest officially just started 11 minutes ago. So you'll notice that the logbook opens up and allows you to start logging contacts as soon as that's open. So uh, in order to get points for this, and Max, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think there's any multipliers here, right? This is just a straight point per station worked, or is there a multiplier on this?
I believe there's multipliers for certain regions, but no, it's a pretty straightforward contest. And a good way to check that is to go to
Yeah, and
the
the under the submissions, we have a link
yeah.
to some of the more the
Yeah.
official contest site there.
So you can go here to the rules, and then so you can see that this is an HF only contest. So sans a small portion of 10 meters. This is really going to be for general and extra operators. But you also get your power stats here. So like low power is 100 watts or less. QRP is 5 watts or less. So there are multipliers for each U.S. state, each North American country, and then not necessarily multipliers, but you have things like a single operator can only operate for 10 hours maximum. And then there's different classes as well. So you could have a single operator, which would just be like me here if I had my 7300 next to me operating. You could have, a multi-operator, which could be James and Jim operating from the same station, and a bunch of other things. And that just sort of, delineates out the rankings, right? Because I could be the best single operator in the nation, but I'd still get beat out by a multi-operator station because there'd be 2 people kind of tag teaming everything. But yeah, so there's no multipliers other than just each U.S. state gets a multiplier. Each VE province, that's Canada, gets a multiplier once per band, and then each North American country. But also what's notable here is because we do not have the full Cabrillo export working for contest log export, you'll have to use the North American QSO party's ADIF to you have to use their ADIF to Cabrillo converter. Let's see. Yeah, so you have to use like an ADIF to Cabrillo format for the North American QSO party because it just adds in some header detail that you don't get with a native file.
Awesome. Thanks, Max. Well, maybe while some of the other folks are signing into the live stream here, probably be a good point to just kind of give an overview demo. So, Max, if you don't mind, I could take over the screen share from you,
Yeah.
and give just a quick overview of the rest of the platform, and then we'll get back to the live screen here. So let me see if I can take over your share. So Welcome to the new folks who are joining the live stream here. We are covering our first live contest within the World Radio League, but I'm going to start out by just giving a quick overview of the World Radio League, what it is, and how you can use it. So we've got a lot of the crew here from Ham Radio Prep, myself, Max, and Professor Jim, as I'm sure of you all recognize. And getting licensed is awesome. We always encourage people to get started with getting your technician. Your general is really a sweet spot for a lot of folks, or even going all the way to your amateur extra. But after you get your ham radio license, there is a lot more to amateur radio than just getting licensed. You're going to want to start operating and getting on the air. And that's where a logbook really comes in handy to start tracking your progress as you get on the air. So we've recently launched a new app called the World Radio League, and many of you may have already signed up for this, but if not, it's completely free to sign up. And when you come to the homepage at worldradioleague.com, you can see a lot of the contacts that are being made right now. So here's some of the most recent contacts that have happened. You can see a lot of the DX, a lot of contacts originating within the US, but you also have some operators from Poland, like Michael here, who's logging contacts right now. So within the World Radio League, you can see all of the recent contacts that are getting logged. I believe that's Poland to Italy right now. You could see who are some of the most active users, and you can see some of the featured users here on the home page as well. Like Subianto, I believe is his name, who has the most QSOs this week currently, and then some of the new founding members of the Radio League. Now, this is based on the logbooks. So within the World Radio League, you have an online logbook. So you come in, makes it really easy to log your contacts just by entering their call sign, the signal report sent received, your frequency band, and then you also have other information that you can add to that, like your radio and your antenna, if you want to track those things to see how you're performing. And the real advantage is for someone who's getting into logging, having an online logger like this is just really, really easy to get started. Once you start logging your contacts, you could see on your profile your number of QSOs by band, QSOs by mode, so you can track your progress. You can see where you've been making contacts. And you can also see what other users are doing inside the app. So there's a perpetual leaderboard that's always resetting every single week. This is actually a new feature that we just rolled out where every Saturday at midnight, the clock resets and you can see who within the app has made the most contacts overall, the top operators by mode, CW, SSB, digital, who's made the longest distance contact or the most DX. And it also has a really handy ability to hop in and see uh, who's the top for your state. So I'm in Georgia, and if I click into Georgia, I can see who is logging the most contacts in Georgia for this week. And the same goes for different countries. So for some of the countries that we were taking a look at, like Poland, we can see Michael is currently the leader of the number of contacts logged in Poland this week. And that's just an overall leaderboard based on all of the users that are using the World Radio League. Um, there's a lot more that you can do here too. One of the things that we've heard from a lot of you is that you want to be able to connect with other ham radio operators that are in your area. So if you click on the find members near me, you can see other ham radio operators who are close by, and you could even start up a chat with those users. So if you do have some other ham radio operators in your area, you might want to click their profile, see what they like to operate, see what kind of radios they're using, etc. And could be a really good way to find someone who you could actually go out and operate, work POTA with, etc. Which uh, all of those things have just been rolled out over the last few weeks, and brings us to what we're talking about today, which is our contesting feature. Brand new feature. I think it's been live in the app for maybe just over a week, and we are currently hosting the North American QSO party for SSB, where you can create a logbook, you can log your contacts for this contest, and it will show up live on our scoreboard as well. And so the rules for this contact or this for this contest rather is SSB, and we've got what's an SSB contest, and we have the links to the contest details and submissions as well. But if you head over to your logbook, you can get started on contesting there.
Yeah, good stuff. So I ran a poll for a YouTube chat, and nobody has in the YouTube chat seems to have participated in a contest before. So this is a great way to sort of ease yourself into it. Just because with regular contesting software, as you might be aware already, there's 20 million different softwares that you might need to run to participate in a contest for the first time. And that can seem a little daunting, especially if you haven't done a ton of HF operating in general. So if you're already familiar with how the World Radio League logging works, you can go ahead and just hop in and log contest context, which is the exact same process with all the same sort of niceties that we already have built in as far as, filling in for instance, the band and mode for the frequency. And we just add in a little contest exchange page.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear my radio here, and this is our first live stream, so it's like a live experiment with everyone here. But I do have my radio running here, and I might, even though you guys won't be able to hear it, I might go ahead and get started logging some contacts while we're live on the stream. I am on 20 meters right now. And while you're hosting a little bit, I'm going to see if I can't at least get kicked off here with logging a contact. So right now I am just hunting on 20 meters, and there is a lot of activity.
So yeah, Jim, if you want to take over for a little bit, you've done, I think, even more contesting than me. Let's see. Yes, to sort of commentate, I guess what James is doing right now is he's searching for stations, and just trying to find one he can call into.
November 3, Lima, Romeo, Papa. November 3, Lima, Romeo, Papa. This is Mike in Iowa. QSO, Mike, Joe, Joey, Echo, Maryland, Mike Delta. Joe in Maryland, thank you. Victor Echo 3, CBS Delta Tango. This is Mike in Iowa. QSO, Mike, this is Doug.
Did you pick his call out?
I think so. I think it's E510 on me.
Joe, Ontario.
See if we can wait for him to call back. Big pile up here. We got two people calling CQ over top of each other.
That'll happen during the contest.
Kilo November 4 November Echo Hotel. Hi, my name is James and I am in Georgia. Could you come again one more time with your call? We got somebody calling CQ over top of you. Give it to me one more time. I got Kilo Echo 8. And I'm trying to get the second half. We got, and my call is Kilo November 4 November Echo Hotel. QSL, I got it. Good luck in the contest.
And there you go. So James just made his first contact for the contest. You see there's a little bit of other noise. The bands are going to be super busy this weekend, if you're familiar with regularly operating HF. And but you see, he was able to put in the information. He has the contest exchange in. And now, if he diverts over to the real-time leaderboard, he'll be in first place.
That's pretty nice to get in first place with my first log contact. But I'm going to have to take off my headset in a minute to actually focus in on the contest. But it's wild out there. Once you actually get plugged in and you start hearing people call CQ contests, some people are so close, they're like almost right on top of each other. So it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun from like the hunting perspective if you're looking for people calling CQ. But yeah, my first contact in the contest then was out of Ohio, and the contest exchange again for this contest is just the name and the station location. And so those are like the highlighted things in blue here. But yeah, man, it's hard to do a
Yeah.
live stream and contest at the same time.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to work on that, Max.
there are people that do it. I think maybe if Jim brings out his flex radio, we can even have it all up on the screen while you're operating. But yeah, I think that kind of wraps up what our objective here. So for those of y'all still hanging around in the stream, I sent over that link to register for the contest. Feel free to do so. Even if it might seem super busy, especially if you get on the bands. Contests are as competitive as you want them to be. So even if you just get on like James and you make one contact, that's still a success. You still participated in the contest, and it's good practice to even see if that's something you want to do in the future. As I said earlier, the World Radio League isn't the main host for the North American QSO party. This is just an easy way for you to go ahead and get on as a beginner and start logging for the contest. But it will be nice to see sort of where you stand compared to all the other World Radio League users, and where you can sort of see where all the World Radio League users are making contacts.
Yeah, and just to build on what Max is saying, I mean, I think my advice to anyone that is looking into contesting is just start out by participating. Like right now, the band is on fire. I mean, that was just on 20 meters, and I mean, it is absolutely lit up. So you can just start hunting around. You'll hear people calling CQ contest, CQ contest. Just try to break through the pileup and try to make the contact as best you can. And as long as you're making some contacts, you're putting points on the board and you're kind of breaking down the barrier. I mean, I think that's the whole, really our whole philosophy here is just making it easier for folks to break that barrier, log your first contact, and get in. And it feels good. Like even I just kicked off the contest here by getting the first one in the log, and it's a fun experience. And so like I said, we're going to be giving out $5 coupons to anyone just for enrolling. So if you are doing the live stream right now, just enroll. We'll send you that $5 coupon just for checking it out. And yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Max, any last notes from you?
Nothing I can think of. I just know I'm gonna be hopping on and working some stations for the contest for a little bit today, and so maybe you'll hear me on the bands. I think I'll skip right over you, James, though sadly, and from Alabama to Georgia.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same, and I'm gonna go participate in the contest a little bit here. But yeah, everybody join us over at World Radio League. You can see the real-time leaderboard right now. The contest, the contact that I just logged will show up in the map. But this is a group map of everyone that's logging contacts through World Radio League right now. So, just overcome the mic fright. Say, answer somebody's CQ, or even find your own spot on the band and call CQ contest and try to get some contacts in the log, everybody. So I think that pretty much wraps it up. Thanks to those who are joining, and 73, hope to hear you in the contest soon.
Yeah, 73 is everybody. Hope to hear you in the contest and to see you on the World Radio League